am Mr. Obvious. Welcome to the jungle. Let's get our first take. Go.
Mr. Obvious?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Obvious. Mad props out to all my homies and,
That's right, caller. Come on, start the gloss. Let's go.
Yeah, hey, Mr. Obvious?
Yes.
You know, I kind of miss the old show.
Yeah, I do too.
Remember how you used to do it?
Yeah. Want to go back to the old show?
Man, I sure would, Mr. Obvious.
Hello, welcome to Mr. Obvious Show. I am your host, Mr. Obvious. Let's take a call. Mr. Obvious Show.
Hello, is this Mr. Obvious?
Speaking.
Hi, Mr. Obvious. Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Uh-huh.
Boy, I can't believe I actually got through to you, Mr. O.
Oh, it's no problem, caller. It can be difficult.
Oh, you're telling me. For first time I called, I got a busy signal.
Uh-huh.
And then the second time I called, the phone rang, but it took like 8 seconds for somebody to answer. And, man, you sure are popular, Mr.
Thank you,
Obvious.
caller, very much. Please, how may I help?
Well, Mr. Obvious, I'm afraid I got a problem that might even stump somebody like you with your incredible intellect.
Please, I'm up to the challenge, caller. What's the problem?
Well, Mr. Obvious, I bought this cabin. It's up there in Frigid Falls, Minnesota.
Oh, yeah, good for you.
Oh, it's fabulous. I got it back in early December.
Beautiful country up there, caller.
Oh, you aren't kidding. But, Mr. Obvious, it's not a separate country. See, Minnesota's a state. And, I mean...
Yeah, I know that, caller. I was just... Never mind. What's your problem?
Well, like I was telling you, I got this cabin in December, and had a great time. You know, went up there the first time, and, well, decided to go back again there in February. And, man, it was just perfect. I love the great outdoors, Mr. Obvious. And this cabin, I mean, this is my lifelong dream, you know.
Now, do I detect a note of sorrow in your voice, caller?
You sure do, Mr. Obvious. Man, you are some kind of perceptive.
Did something happen to your cabin, caller, please?
Well, yeah, I guess you could say that. Mr. Obvious,
Uh-huh.
somebody stole it.
Someone stole your entire cabin.
Oh, apparently so, Mr. Obvious. I couldn't believe it. I went back up there this last weekend, and it was gone.
Now, caller, there must be some sort of logical explanation. An entire cabin can't just disappear.
Well, I wouldn't think so, but I sure as heck can't figure it out, Mr. Obvious.
Caller, don't take offense, but are you sure you remember where your cabin is located?
Oh, yes, sir, Mr. Obvious. I'm real good with directions. I don't know if you know this. I was a navigator in the war.
Which war, caller?
You know, the big one, the one against West Vietnam.
Caller?
Yeah, Mr. Obvious.
That was North Vietnam.
Huh. I guess that explains the lack of anti-aircraft fighters.
Please, back to the cabin, caller. You were back to Minnesota this weekend.
Right.
And your cabin was gone.
Exactly.
Any clues at all? Anything that anyone might have left behind?
I sure didn't see anything.
I just can't believe someone would dismantle and steal an entire cabin, caller. Did you talk to anyone up there who might have seen anything?
Well, I talked to one guy. He was out boating. He said he didn't see a thing.
You said boating?
Right.
Is there a lake where your cabin's located?
Oh, yes, sir, Mr. Obvious. And in fact, I was going to go fishing in that lake. I figured with the warmer weather, I could finally get outside and do some fishing.
Caller,
Huh?
did you fish at your cabin when you were there in February?
Oh, I sure did, Mr. O. It was great. I caught me a big old mess of fish.
You did, huh?
Oh, yeah. All I did, I cut a hole right there in the floor of my cabin. And there was fish swimming down there all over the place. It was great.
Caller, you cut a hole in the floor of your cabin, dropped the line, caught a fish?
Oh, yeah.
Caller, did you see the lake in February?
You know, that's the weird part, Mr. Obvious. I didn't even know there was a lake there, you know, in February.
Yeah, caller, how big was this cabin of yours?
Oh, it was pretty small. I mean, there's really just room for me and, you know, maybe one other guy, but not much else really.
I got a theory, caller.
What's that?
Do you know where your stupid cabin is?
Well, no, that's why I was calling you to figure out where somebody would have taken my cabin.
It's at the bottom of the lake, caller. You had a nice fishy cabin. You didn't cut a hole in the floor of the cabin. For Pete's sake, you cut a hole in the ice the cabin was sitting on. When the ice melted, your cabin sank. It's at the bottom, like the Titanic.
It sank?
It sank.
So what are you saying, like it was built on a quicksand or something?
No, it's warmer weather. The ice melted. You were supposed to drag it off the ice when the weather started getting warmer.
Ice fishing cabin.
Yeah.
I never made the connection.
Yeah.
Man, that's a shame. I just bought a brand new living room place.
Join us again next time
Not to even mention a big screen TV.
on the Mr. Obvious Show.
You reckon I could fetch it out of there?
Goodbye. Ba-da.
The fabulous Mr. Obvious.
To the Mr. Obvious Show. I am your host, Mr. Obvious. Let's take a call. Hello, Mr. Obvious Show.
Hello, is this Mr. Obvious?
Speaking.
Hi, Mr. Obvious. Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Well, good to hear from you, caller.
Mr. Obvious, I need some help.
Well, that's what I'm here for, to help.
Oh, great.
Caller.
Yeah, right here, Mr. Obvious.
Caller, in order for Mr. Obvious to help you, Mr. Obvious must know the nature of your problem.
Oh, yeah, sorry, Mr. Obvious. Well, here's my problem. My dishwasher quit working.
Oh, boy, that is a problem.
Oh, yeah, you're telling me I got a bunch of dirty dishes stacked up in the sink like you wouldn't believe.
Well, let's see. When did your dishwasher stop working, caller?
Gosh, I guess it's been about a week ago.
Mm-hmm. Now, have you checked your fuses?
Oh, yeah, that was the first thing I did, and everything checked out fine.
Does the dishwasher do anything at all?
No, nothing, just sits there.
It's possible that you might have burned up the motor.
Ooh, that's bad. Well, as a matter of fact, I don't know if I told you this, but there's a real bad smell. Would that be caused by the motor?
Well, certainly a motor burning is not a pleasant olfactory experience.
Well, yeah, Mr. Obvious, I'm sure it's not, but the problem is it really stinks.
Do you have an instruction manual with the dishwasher?
No, I don't see anything like that.
Well, a lot of folks don't keep those. That's a Mr. Obvious tip. You should probably do that. Is there a card on the dishwasher with a number that you could call for customer service, possibly?
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. I did find a card, and there was a phone number on it, and I called it, but Mr. Obvious, I couldn't understand a word they were saying, and they really didn't help me at all.
Speaking a lot of technical jargon, were they?
I guess that's what you call it.
Well, let's see. How old was the dishwasher, caller?
I'm not sure. I'd have to guess around 20 years old, about that.
My goodness, 20 years old? Well, there's your problem right there.
Really, you think?
Well, I would say so. Once a dishwasher is about 15 years old, it's going to malfunction and need some regular maintenance.
15? Well, you mean they just wear out like that?
Oh, my, yes, they sure do.
So, you think I should get a new one?
Well, I think that would be the cheapest route.
Geez, well, that's really going to cost me, huh? What do you think a new one will run?
Oh, I don't know. A good one, probably $300-400.
Wow, you're kidding. That seems kind of expensive, Mr. Obvious. I mean, I was only paying about $25 a week for mine.
Oh, so you were renting. Rent-own. Yeah, that could be a way to get one if you can't afford to scrape up the initial cost.
Yeah, I guess that was my deal. Tell you the truth, Mr. Obvious, I didn't even know you could buy them.
Well, yes, caller, after 20 years at $25 per week, my goodness, you more than paid for a dishwasher.
Yeah, I guess. I'll tell you what, though, Mr. Obvious, I didn't mind paying that much because, like I tell you, I always had clean dishes.
Well, maybe you could replace, get the exact same model of dishwasher. What kind did you have? Was it made in America?
No, I don't think so. I think he was from Mexico.
I'm sorry, did you say Mexico?
Yeah, I think he was from down around Tijuana. So.
Okay. He was from Tijuana?
Yeah, I think so.
You say you found a little card on your...
Yeah, the one with the phone number on there and everything.
What, just out of curiosity, caller, what color was that little card you found on the dishwasher?
I don't see see what that's got to do with me.
Well,
Mr. Obvious.
just humor me, caller.
It was green.
What? Why? Caller! Do you realize you spent the better part of 3 p.m. with a 20-year-old Mexican man lying there dead in your kitchen?
What do you mean dead?
I mean, he's no longer alive. For crying out loud, caller. That's why your dishwasher isn't working. He's dead. You didn't call a customer service line. You probably called his family in Mexico. It's not a burnout motor you're smelling. It's decomposing flesh.
You mean Miguel is dead, Mr. Obvious?
Yes, he's dead. And that's why, of course, you're unable to wash your dishes.
Huh. I never made the connection. Well, Mr. Obvious, you think he's still under warranty? I could take him back or something?
That's all the time we have for this week's show. Well, talk to more callers next
Hey,
time.
Mr. Obvious?
Yeah,
Thanks, Mr. Obvious. You're a lifesaver.
yeah, lifesaver. Mr. Obvious, goodbye.
Morning, Bob and Tom show.
Hi, Bob and Tom Show.
Yes.
I was calling about your quirks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife has got a really strange quirk.
Yeah, what's that?
It involves pizza.
Mm-hmm.
Eating pizza. She only orders from the same pizza place every time.
Right.
Only orders when this one delivery guy's working.
Right.
And whenever he delivers, this is such a weird quirk. She makes me wait outside while he delivers the pizza inside.
How long does it take for delivery?
Oh, it's like a 45-minute
Sir,
delivery.
you're calling the wrong show. You need to call Mr. Obvious.
Obvious. How are we spelling it?
You give-
O-B-V-I.
Oh, and I tell you, our gas meter reader also, for some reason, is reading the gas on the inside of the house, which I don't get because the meter's outside.
Once again, you
Yeah.
want to call Mr. Obvious.
I think I know what your wife's quirk is.
What's that?
Have you ever heard of... I was going to say you might want to look up Nymphomania.
Sounds like she's banging anybody who comes to the house there, caller.
Thanks, Mr. O. Thanks for stopping by.
Hello and welcome to the Mr. Obvious Show. I am your host, Mr. Obvious. Let's take a call. Hello, Mr. Obvious Show.
Hello, is this Mr. Obvious?
Speaking. Righty-ho, everyone. This is the Mr. Obvious Show. I'm your host, Mr. Obvious. As always, I'm here to help you, the listener, with your problems, big or small. Let's go right to the old telephones. Hello, Mr. Obvious.
Is this Mr. Obvious?
Speaking.
Hi, Mr. Obvious. Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Uh-huh.
Let me just start by saying I really love your show, Mr. Obvious.
Well, that's just grand. And thank you for calling, sir. I appreciate it.
No, wait, Mr. Obvious?
Yes.
Yeah, I've got a problem I wanted to talk to you about.
Of course. That's why I'm here, caller. Go ahead with your question.
Well, for several years now, my wife and I have been saving our money because we wanted to build a deck right off our living room there on the back of the house.
Oh, that is lovely. Nothing like a nice deck.
Oh, yeah, well, we've been skipping and saving. Finally saved enough so that we could afford to have that deck.
Wow. My congratulations to you, caller, once again. And I
Well,
appreciate
thanks,
the
but-
fun.
No, here's the problem. Even though I'm pretty handy, I figured it's too big a job for me, so... Well, I took your advice, Mr. Obvious. Always call a professional.
Mm-hmm.
So I called some local contractors and had them come out and give me some estimates.
Oh, estimates. That's always a very good idea. One of my Mr. Obvious rules to live by.
I thought so, Mr. Obvious. Well, we picked a guy to do the work, and he really seemed to know his stuff, and he promised to get started right away.
Sounds like a self-starter, a real go-getter.
Well, sure, that's what I thought, but now I'm not so sure, and I think we may have made a mistake.
Well, why is that, caller? What makes you say that?
Well, it's been several weeks now, and we still don't have a deck. I'm beginning to think this guy is incompetent.
Well, now, caller, have you talked to your contractor about your feeling?
Well, I tried to. I came home early the other day,
Mm-hmm.
talked to him, and his truck was in the driveway, but
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't find him anywhere. And finally, I went inside, and that's when I heard some noises coming from the bedroom.
The bedroom? That seems like an odd place to be working on your decks in the...
Well, yeah, that's what I thought, Mr. Obvious. So,
yeah.
well, I went upstairs, and there was the contractor, all right, and he was, he was naked.
Oh, my goodness. Not even wearing safety goggles, huh? Now, that sounds dangerous.
Well, yeah, Mr. Obvious, and here's the weird part. He was laying on top of my wife.
Uh-oh. Now, was she naked too?
Naked as a jaybird, Mr. Obvious. And as you can imagine, I got pretty mad.
Certainly, yeah.
Well, I mean, since he was so far behind schedule already, I asked him what the heck was going on.
Well, caller, you're certainly within your rights, seeing how he works for you. Caller, is he being paid hourly or by the job?
By the job.
Oh, no, that's fortunate for you. That way you don't pay while he plays, of course. That's one of those Mr. Obvious rules to live by.
I give that a right on, Mr. Obvious. Anyway, Mr. Obvious, my contractor explains that he's lost his tape measure, and he's trying to find out how tall my wife is so he can have her lay down beside the boards that he's going to cut.
Did you ask why they were naked at all? Did that come up, or?
Jeez, Mr. Obvious, I figured you'd know this. You can't get an accurate reading off somebody's height when they're wearing clothes. Even I know that.
I'm sorry?
They're maybe it's their weight. Anyway, whatever. Well, the more I think about it, the madder I get. I feel like I should fire the guy.
Well, I can certainly see that. That would be within your rights.
And then just last week, I found him naked on top of my sister when he lost his plumb bob.
That is unfortunate, Colin.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, what kind of contractor is that careless with his tools? I mean, if he keeps losing them, I may never get my deck finished.
Now, caller, I don't want to get too personal, but I'm afraid what's happening here is that your contractor, now follow me on this, your contractor
Right?
is having an illicit affair.
Ooh, an affair? Like, sex? You know, when he's married, he's having sex with somebody else?
I think so.
Who do you think it is?
I think it's with your wife, caller, and evidently with your sister, too.
What? So these stories about him losing his tape measure and his plumb bob, Mr. Obvious, you think he just made those up?
Well, that'd be my guess, caller.
I never made the connection. But what you're saying is, he may still be a good contractor.
Well, actually, I guess he could be. But
So, Mr. Obvious, you're saying maybe I was being a little hasty. Boy, is my face red. I feel like a real schmo.
now, caller, don't be so hard on yourself. That sort of thing happens when we jump to conclusions without having all the facts.
Mr. Obvious, you're a lifesaver.
That's nice of you to say, and thanks for calling. Well, join us next time on the Mr. Obvious Show.
Hello and welcome to the wildly successful Mr. Obvious Show. I'm your host, Mr. Obvious. Let's take a call. Hello, Mr. Obvious Show.
Hello, is this Mr. Obvious?
Speaking.
Hi, Mr. Obvious. Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Uh-huh.
Just want to say, first of all, I really love your show. Really enjoy listening to it. I think you do a great job.
Well, kind words indeed. And thank you, caller, for calling the Mr. Obvious Show.
No, Mr. Obvious?
Yes.
Here's my problem.
Oh, okay.
Well, the thing is, I think I got some kind of animal trapped in my house.
Oh, yeah, like a pest problem or something?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
well, it's even bigger than that. I think it's some kind of critter that's trapped down underneath my sink somewhere.
Oh, my. Now, do you live in a rural section of town?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I do. I live on the outskirts of town here, and, well, here's the thing. I think it's caught underneath my sink, and I've opened the doors and my cabinets there and looked underneath, and I can't find it anywhere, but I can hear him down there making noise.
Oh, you say you got a critter and you can hear him. Now, what kind of sound does he make, caller?
Well, it's kind of growling, kind of, well, I'll try to imitate it for you. It's kind of like, kind of like that.
Uh-huh. Now, this is under your sink in your kitchen?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like you might be caught down there in the pipes.
Now, this is not uncommon for your rurally located homes to have a raccoon or a possum under the house. Now, but you say he might be stuck in the pipes?
Yeah, that's what it seems like because, in fact, I think that's how he's living there. He seems to eat stuff that my wife throws away down the sink after dinner. She'll wash the leftovers down the sink after we get done eating. I think that's what he's eating because I can hear him down there growling and chewing.
Huh. What was the sound again, caller?
Well, it's she'll put the stuff down there in the sink and run the water, and then you can hear him. It's kind of going, kind of like that.
Huh. Now, is there anything else that corresponds with the growling that your wife does there in the kitchen?
Huh. Well, it does seem like it usually happens whenever she tries to turn the light on. There's a light switch there, and she'll try to turn it on. The thing is, the light don't come on. I think the light bulb must be burnt out or something, but I can't even find a place to change the light bulb on it. Anyway, she'll try to turn that light switch on, and you can hear him down there just seems to make him mad as anything.
This is in the kitchen under the sink, right?
Yeah. You know. And, I figure he's caught in the pipes.
Right.
So I figured try to get him out of there. Well, I reached down there with my hands when I heard him growling. And I mean, that thing about ripped my fingers off. Bit into me. Boy, it hurt.
Well, I think I know what your problem is, caller. It's a garbage disposal.
So, is that something like a raccoon?
No, caller, it's
No, it's something littler like a mouse.
No, caller, it's a machine that's hooked to your drain pipe there under your sink that chews up food that makes it rinse right down the pipe there. It's an actual machine. It's not an animal at all.
Huh. Garbage disposal.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I never made the connection. Just get rid of garbage.
There you go.
Sounds like a critter.
I know, yeah, it's not a critter. So, thanks for calling, though, caller.
Mr. Obvious?
Yes.
You're a lifesaver.
Thank you. That'll do it for this week's show. Thank you, and good luck from everyone here on the Mr. Obvious Show.
Oh, boy.